This person says, I think you need to forgive your mom for whatever she did to you. I can still tell you're mad at her. Yeah, I am still mad at her. You say I should forgive my mom for whatever she did to me. Let me explain to you some of the things that she did to me. First, a little background before we get to what she did to me. My parents were a bad mix from the beginning. My father was in his late 20s. My mother was 16 when they hooked up for a quickie in the backseat of his car in the parking lot of Gene and Jude's Hot Dogs. She worked at a little ice cream place right next door. He used to get his hot dogs, then go get his ice cream. They hooked up, had a quickie. I'm the end result of that. They never should have met. They never should have gotten married, and they certainly never should have had children. Having said that, 8 years after they got married, and they got married because I was on my way. Well, 5 years later, they had my one and only brother, my one and only blood sibling. And then 8 years after they had gotten together, they finally got a divorce. My mother got my father drunk and had him sign some insurance papers, which were really divorce papers, which gave her possession of everything, custody of the kids, the house, everything. Not that we had much. We were dirt fucking poor. And my father woke up the next morning with a hangover on his front lawn, with the locks to his house changed and the divorce papers he signed pinned to the fucking door. And my mother had taken me and my brother to her sister's house in Ohio until this all blew over. Now we enter into the phase of my life where my father is not living at home with us. I'm at home with my mother and my brother. And my brother is, or my mother, obviously, by the time it's all said and done with, it'll be obvious that she has some undiagnosed mental issues, and life didn't turn out the way she wanted to, and I'm a walking, talking reminder of the man that ruined her life in her world, because I look just like my father, I adore my father, I have my father's name, and she can't deal with that. And so as a result, at the age of 8, when they got a divorce, I became her punching bag. And I've been hit with, or was hit with, just about anything you can imagine. Fists, slaps, belts, shoes. I've said a million times, those little transition strips between carpet and hardwood. Been hit with those. You fucking name it. I've been hit with it. So let me give you a little bit more detail on some of the things that my mother did to me that you think I should forgive her for. And these are details that I've given in other videos, so it's nothing new that I'm revealing here. At one point in time, I did something that caused my mother to want to physically punish me. So my punishment was I was made to strip naked, lay down on my belly on the couch, put my arms forward over the arm of the couch where my mother kind of squatted down and grabbed a hold of my wrists and held me down, while her boyfriend took his belt and beat my lower back and ass until my skin ripped open. There's one of the things that fall into the whatever she did to you category that you think I should forgive her for. After a while, my mother got sick and probably a little nervous about coaching me on what to tell other adults in my life as to the new bruises and welts on my body. So she took to a new form of punishing me. This is something else I've talked in great detail about. She used to have me as I was getting older. I was 11, 12, 13 years old at this point in time. She would have me put my arms behind my back so that they formed kind of looked like loops behind my back. And she would slide her arm in between my torso and my looped arms as if my body was a shield and the arms were the straps. And then she was over 6 foot. She would pick me up so I was on my toes, and then she would drive her fist into my lower back because I didn't shut the dog food bag properly or some shit. I learned how to take a punch from my mother. Not from somebody at school getting into a tussle with the boys on the neighborhood block. I learned how to take a punch from my mother. I learned what not to say and what not to do around my mother, lest I get another beating. All of this ended because at the age of 13, I ran away from her house and went to go live with my father, who, over the course of the weekend visits, would take Polaroid pictures of my bruises. Tom, why didn't you call the cops? Different time. It was, I can't explain it. It was a different time. He was gathering evidence. And then when I ran away from my mother's house, a custody battle ensued because she wanted me back. And that's when my father, right before I was going to testify, I was in the fucking court building and was getting ready to testify against my own mother in regard to child abuse. My father's lawyer presented my mother's lawyer with a shoebox full of Polaroids of my various bruises, welts, and injuries, and said, if we go through with this, the court's going to see all of this. All my father wanted was custody of me because my mother never laid a hand on my little brother. She liked my little brother. She viewed him as the golden child. I was the reminder of the man that ruined her life. So my mother gave up custody of me at 13 rather than walk into that courtroom and be exposed for the child-abusing piece of shit that she was. Those are some of the things that my mother did to me that you think I should forgive her for. And whether we agree politically or not, whether you're on my side of the aisle or my side of the argument on any given subject, with all due respect, fuck you. Fuck you.